takes all of us. So it takes the police themselves. It's hard because you can make the right noises. You can say, oh yes, we believe in diversity and here's our new policy and what have you. And the police have been doing that and have been doing that for a while. This isn't anti-police. I work really closely in Wandsworth as a councillor. I work with the police there, individual officers, and they are brilliant. They're really community spirited. They're in it for the right reasons. And so the changes I'd like to see will help them as well. It'll help all good police to do their jobs and to work better with communities. When it comes to tackling the problems, yes, so it needs the police to be open to action and honest about problems and not try to cover things up and go, okay, look, gosh, this has been bad. And, I think because we're so political, there's a danger, that police are worried that if they expose what's happened, they'll be criticized for it. So they kind of cover it up and make things sound better than they were. We need to be really honest about what's been going on and what's happening within the police service even now. But it also needs political will. There's a real attractiveness about sounding tough on crime. So we're going to, more police and they're going to be harder and we're going to longer prison sentences and that will show them. There's not one drop of evidence to show that direction works. That's exactly what America's done. And crime is way worse in America in almost any way you can measure. And they lock a quarter of the world's prison population are locked up in America. So, tougher policing or being harder, all that sort of stuff sounds like you're doing something, but it's really counterproductive. And we need politicians to be brave enough to go, you know what, actually, what we need is a different type of police. And what we need is, we need more police to be visible so that women feel safe on the streets, walking home. We need to think in a different way. We don't need to be, we're not going to find out more about what's going on in that estate by just hassling every kid that we see and making them think we're the enemy. That's not how we have kids coming to us going, oh, there's a kid over there that I'm actually a bit scared of. They're actually sort of terrorized. You're not going to do that because the police, spend most of their time hassling you. So it's just about being braver and being honest and sort of looking at taking your assumptions out of things and going, what actually would work, and moving in that direction. So it needs all of us as the society to keep saying this is what we want. We want a police force that's fair. We want it to, we want to feel safe on the streets. Whoever we are, whether we're male, female, black, white, whatever, we want to walk around the streets with confidence, both from the police and from anyone else. And it's not too much to ask, really. And if the police are with us on that, the communities will be with them, and that's what we want. Policing by consent, they call it. That's what we should be going for. And we need to be honest that I don't think the police can sort of wave a magic wand or bring in a new commissioner of the Met and be like, wow, that's it, and everything will be fixed. It's not going to be like that. It's a gradual thing. That there are some pretty good community police liaison groups, for instance. Like I'm on a stop and search community monitoring group where we look at individual stop and searches and say, okay, so maybe the police could have done this here, and we advise them. From a community point of view, people that have maybe lived through that, that sort of thing needs to be really beefed up and given some teeth. People need to feel that they really can have a say in how they're policed, and they can genuinely bring up complaints about the police without feeling like you're just shouting into the winds. Once you start having that sort of thing, then bit by you build trust by doing and being there. You need officers who aren't changing every 2 weeks to move to another area, and people get to know them on their estate because they see them year after year, and they know that they can go to them, and they know that they'll treat them fairly, and that they're not going to be aggressive, and they're not going to be biased against them. All of that sort of thing is possible. We can do it. We just need to want to do it. But it's not a quick fix, and there will be, there will be incidents, and there will be problems, because that's the world we live in. But we need to be pointing in the right direction. We need to be pointing away from an American style police force.